Nolan, so good to see you. We start with a very common question. Should I tap my retirement accounts to pay off my mortgage? A lot of people want to go into retirement debt-free, which is why paying off your mortgage is a very common financial goal. But before you write the final check, you recommend crunching the numbers first and thinking through some unforeseen consequences. Let's do that. And let's start with the question, though. Do you really need to go into retirement with no mortgage?
Thanks, Erin. Great place to start. This is probably the first big question a lot of people ask or want to know. Do I need to have it paid off before retirement?
Yeah.
This is an it depends question. It depends on preference a lot of times, and it depends on the types of income that you plan on having in retirement. A lot of people do like to have mortgages paid off prior to retirement because it frees up a lot of cash flow as you reduce your income, getting on Social Security. That fits pretty nicely together. But if you plan on carrying debt in retirement or you're comfortable with payments, not everybody finds it essential to pay off the mortgage before they're retired. So it's personal preference. A good rule of thumb usually is to have as little debt and as little outgoing cash flow as possible in retirement, but not everybody can get there right away. So as long as it's built into the plan, you can find some creative ways to take care of it.
Right. I understand it's kind of a delicate balance with the numbers, but how do you balance the math with the peace of mind, the goal of wanting it paid off?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, maybe just framing it as everybody's situation is different. So, as you hear about other people paying off their mortgages or doing these things like liquidating retirement accounts to pay off some huge amount of debt, it's really important to understand that not everybody has the same starting point. So peace of mind comes with understanding your own situation and then making sure that you stick to your own plan. So if you do want to have your mortgage paid off or you do want to have some debt payoff plan, create one, stick with it, build in some variables. So maybe you can do it a little sooner if things go right. And just some contingencies in case they don't. So just coming up with a plan, I think, creates quite a lot of peace of mind.
Yeah. All right. So Nolan, let's say I come into your office and I say, hey, I'm going to sleep better at night if I pay off this mortgage and I see this great big bucket of money, which is my retirement account. When or should I ever tap that money to pay off the mortgage?
Yeah, most of the times we recommend people don't use too much in retirement assets to go hunt after your mortgage. If you can pay it off with your current W-2 earnings while working prior to retirement, that's usually a better way to do it. You're kind of robbing Peter to pay Paul, whatever the expression is, when you're taking from yourself to pay off mortgage. It's a game of, are you going to earn more in the 401k or are you going to pay more in interest on the mortgage? And then again, personal preference. But we tend to not like that too much because the compound growth you get in your retirement accounts is much more valuable. There are exceptions, but most times retirement accounts are not the first place to go.
Right. Also, pulling from those tax deferred accounts can create a lot of pitfalls that people are surprised by, some of them including tax issues, reducing liquidity, and even increased Medicare premiums. I'm sure this is something that you discuss when people come in and want to talk it through.
Yeah, this is one of the things that I think people miss as well. Like when they're talking about making big withdrawals or talking about paying off debt or whatever they're doing with their retirement accounts, it's very important to understand that Medicare uses this current year to base your Medicare premiums 2 years from now. So if you were to have a whole lot of income in 2026 to pay off a mortgage, or like you worked half the year and then you take a very large IRA withdrawal to supplement your income or any number of things, you could potentially draw some Medicare Part B premium increases into the equation. There are lots of triggers: Social Security taxation, long-term gains taxation, lots of things that can happen once you start taking out large withdrawals from your retirement account. So it's a little bit more than just what interest do I owe, how much can I earn? You've got to factor a few different things in there.
Right. I really value talking this through with you because it's apparent this is a financial and emotional decision, but sometimes talking through the math makes us feel a little bit different about it. So Nolan, if somebody would like to come in, crunch the numbers and see whether this, is a good goal for them, what's the best way to reach you?
Thanks. They can call us at 616-301-2581 or at our website, cornerstone-rp.com. There's a contact us box at the bottom of that page, and you can just ask any questions there.
Great. Nolan, thank you.
Thanks, Erin.